This is the Great Legend, and I'm coming at you live tonight, fans, with another episode of the Great Legend Show. And tonight, I got a great night in store, because tonight on the Great Legend Show for October 14th, 2017, one day removed from Friday the 13th. Did someone say Jason? We got Jason Voorhees in the chat room? No, that's Jason Smith. Oh, Jason, baby. So, like I said before, October 14th, 2017. Tonight, we're going to be doing a little bit of comic books. We're going to talk some comics. I'm going to show you some comic book hauls. Let's see if I got that. I was going to see if I had that movie over there. I guess I didn't bring it in here. Oh, no, I got it right here. We're going to be talking about what I've been watching lately, stuff I've been reading, new books that have come in, some big boy books. We got it all on the Great Legend Show. Let me take it back on the rewind, because what I did, I got a message earlier from Blaster Stash's very own Midwest Comic Man, and he didn't want to wait like all the minutes to watch the show. You know, the show tonight, 8 Central Standard Time, right? So he didn't want to wait that long, so I went ahead and I went back into the vault, baby, and I played some old school One Quarter, One Life live here on the Great Legend Show tonight. So if you're watching this on the rewind, you may not get to see some of that One Quarter, One Life, because I'll probably trim it out of the video. But if you're interested in old time arcade gaming and looking at that machine over there and playing some old school games, hit the old youtube.com/rdowdy95. Go to the My Channel page, scroll down, and you will find a playlist called One Quarter, One Life. And it's where I play all these old school arcade games. It's a lot of fun. Great gaming commentary that made the Great Legend famous back in the day, before I even started doing comic book videos. So check that out. You'll have a lot of fun. But like I said, let me go back in time to the chat from before, while folks was watching the Great Legend do some One Quarter, One Life on the vault, the Rewind Vault. But we had Midwest Comic Man, we had Stephen Oates, Who Dat Comics, Dr. Silver Age, Jason Smith, JLS Comics has been in the house. Amazing Murfinator, the Murph was here, Alex the Comic Hoarder, and Easy E, the Game Hunter from the New York Warriors. Jay Walt said try out some Contra. And we still have Jason Smith, and Who Dat Comics is still with us in the chat. So it's great to have you guys in the chat on this Saturday night, and it's great to have you spend some time with the Great Legend Show. Now, you may come to the show and you'll be like, who's this dude? Where's the beard at? Well, you know, the Great Legend. He's got to shave the beard every now and then, you know, because what was once shaved off will grow back very soon, my friends. You know, it's kind of like getting rid of some of the fat, cutting out some of the fat in my life. You know, like 40 at 40, I cut out some of the beard hairs. Don't save too many poundage, though, or anything like that. So we'll probably grow the big beard back. Who Dat Comics says big boy books. That's right, Who Dat. But before we get to the first big boy book, it is one of those modern age holy grails. Let's show you what I watched today with my kiddos. Well, my youngest didn't really watch it. He was kind of in and out, but my oldest watched it. We watched this video right here, man. Justice League Dark. Dude, this show here, this was a good movie, man. I really enjoyed this movie. It wasn't old Kevin Conroy on the Batman voice, but it was pretty good. So if you like the Justice League Blu-rays or the new Justice League animated, definitely check this one out. You know, and if you haven't watched them in order, watch them in order. Watch Justice League, The Flashpoint Paradox. Watch that one first. Then watch Justice League War. Then watch The Throne of Atlantis. And then watch Justice League Dark. Freaking awesome. And this one here, man, this was rated R as well. So it had Deadman, Swamp Thing, Zatanna, Etrigan, and Jason Blood, of course. Constantine, Batman, had some John Stewart up in there, you know. A little bit of the Justice League was in there, not too much, but mainly it focused on Justice League Dark and, you know, trying to figure out what the hell is going on. But if you haven't watched this, was a kick-ass movie. I know I don't really review movies that much, and this ain't no full-blown review. I'm just saying this was really cool, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. You know, I got hooked on Justice League Dark when I got all the issues on the new 52. It's New 52, man. That's when I started reading more DC. Now, currently, you know, I got Who Dat Comics in the house. We got Aim High Comics, man. Hashtag bring back the beard, he says. And the beard will be back. I mean, it looks kind of freaking weird. Looks like a little kid, you know, but we're going to be bringing the beard back pretty soon, man. And we're going to be getting the band back together next weekend on Saturday night at 9 o'clock Central, September 21st. We're going to be doing Legends Live Auction. So I'll hopefully have me some Jason Smith, Who Dat Comic and Movies, and Aim High Comics. They all going to be back doing what they do best, and that is selling comic books, baby. And, you know, they sell comic books, but maybe we can get Alex back because Alex can sell the looks, man. I think he sells comics on his looks alone. But we're going to have to see that till we have to wait and see until next week. But we do have Aim High Comics, a.k.a. Brandon is here. This next series I've been reading, I finished up, of course, I got a lot of love for Who Dat Comics and Movies because we talk about some of our favorite things to read. And one of his favorite comic series to read is Injustice. Injustice, the comic. It takes place... Well, Injustice, the first one, takes place 5 years before the Injustice video game, Injustice Gods Among Us, the first Injustice video game. Really kick-ass comic. They run 12 issues, so year 1 will be 12 issues. Then there's year 2, year 3, year 4, year 5. Year 5, I think, ran, I don't remember how many issues, but it was 3 hardcovers. The hardcovers are pretty thin, you know, they're like that. This one is the one I've started reading. I've just kind of flipped through it. I haven't really got going on it yet. But this one is called Injustice Ground Zero Volume 1. So you get issues 1 through 6. And this is get ready for the year's most anticipated fighting game sequel, Injustice 2, with the story behind the original hit, Injustice Gods Among Us. But this time, told like you've never seen before. So what this basically does is it tells the Injustice Gods Among Us, you know, the video game storyline from Harley Quinn's perspective. So very freaking cool, man. What did I say? Did I not say October 21st? I don't know. October 21st, Legends Live Auction. I don't know what I said earlier. I've just been running my mouth. But that's what the Great Legend does best, and that's why people come to view the Great Legend show, because the legend tells you like it is. You know, this shit we could be having a damn auction September 21st, because sometimes the Great Legend is so good, you can go back in time. Flux capacitor and plutonium and old damn Mr. Fusion permitting, and we can go back in time and get another auction. But that's Ground Zero. And, you know, after I get done with that one, I'll open this bad boy up. This is Volume 2. It's still in the old shrinkity-dinkity wrap there. And then once I get those bad boys read, I'll put them on the old bookshelf. And then I think I've got Injustice 2, the first little hardcover of that. So these are freaking awesome. I mean, I love, the thing about it is a lot of you know, as far as comic books go, I'm more of a reader. You know, I love reading the stories, but I do appreciate the art as well. And if there is, I'm going to show you some variants. You know, I know a lot of you don't think I like variants or collect variants, but I do have some variants. You know, they're not, you know, big on monetary value. Oh, so I said September. Okay. So, okay, October, September, whatever. But, you know, some of my variants, you know, aren't very big on monetary. Sometimes I just collect the variant because I like the artwork. Some people collect variants for the ratio. Some people collect variants for the artwork. Or, I already said that. Artwork, variants, favorite artists, whatever. You're going to get to see some really cool variants that I'll show you here in a little bit. But again, yeah, I'm a reader first, then I enjoy the art, and if it's got a nice cover, that's great. But you know, cover art's really not my favorite, you know, because I'm more of an inside the book kind of guy. So when I look in the book, I want the book to have good art. If the art sucks inside, well, hopefully the story can get me along the way. And if the story can't get me along the way, then it's kind of a sucky book. So I always look for a book that has either great interior art or great interior story, because there's not much story you can tell from an exterior cover, no matter who the hell paints the cover. You know, you can slap some Leonardo da Vinci on the cover, and if the interior artwork sucks, if the interior story sucks, you got some BS right there. All right, so what I'm going to do right now, I'll go ahead and show you some of those variants that I got. Put my old hardcovers down here for a second. Now, and before I show you the variants, let me just show you this. This is some of the books I got recently that I haven't really read or anything, but these are in Mylar, so excuse the glare, they're in Mylar. Anyway, love that series. Issue 32, Family Conflict and Cosmic Chaos. I'm very far behind in this series. I need to get caught up. Jessica Cruz, Simon Boz in the Green Lanterns. Awesome. The next up, I love these because they're easy to read. You get about 3 or 4 stories in them. They're by American Mythologies. This is the Three Stooges Halloween Stooge-tacular. So, really cool cover. You know, these books here are $3.99, so they're kind of pricey. Some of them I do buy, you know, multiple covers, variant covers, if you will. But a lot of times, you know, I shy away because they're $3.99, man, and I don't want to pay $3.99 for to get all the covers. It's just a little too pricey. Now, this one I left out. A lot of you have seen this before, and I don't remember what chapter they're currently on because I've only read like the first two chapters of this, but it's Commandy Challenge. I think this is cover A, and this is the Jim Lee cover. Commandy Challenge. Just a beautiful cover by Jim Lee, co-publisher of DC Comics. Now, that's some cover art right there. You can't go wrong with a master like Jim Lee. All right, now let me show you some of these variants I have. A lot of this stuff I've already got unboxed. I do have 2 things to unbox, which I will do after I show you these. I don't want to keep y'all too long. Might get out of here a little early tonight. I don't know. Big shout out to some of the new folks that have dropped in the chat. And I want to give a lot of love to this guy, Paradise Gamer 808. Man, I haven't seen you in a long time, Paradise Gamer. So it's good to see you. And hope my mic's not being a little too loud tonight. I'm getting some red feedback on it, but I don't have my filters on. And the thing about the filters, if I put my filters on the microphone, sometimes if I talk real soft, you won't be able to hear my voice because the filter cuts out background noise, like these computer fans over here. But that's a story for a different day. So when I got the original Commandy Challenge issue 1, I went ahead and picked up the first 3 covers. Cover A, of course, cover B, cover C. But I went ahead and I went back and I ordered some more of these because, you know, they still had them for sale on mycomicshop.com. And, you know, the Commandy Challenge, they're not really expensive. And I really like some of these other covers. So I went ahead and the completionist in me just went ahead and bought them all. So let me show you some of these real quick. This is the black and white, if you want to do some coloring yourself of the one. This is cover 1D, black and white if you wanted to color. It's a Bruce Timm, Commandy. And some of these I don't really know the, oh, okay, I know that one. That's Amanda Connor. That's pretty cool. I'm glad I have that one. That's neat. This one, I can't read the scripture. Oh, it's Neil Adams. That's who that is. That's some Neil Adams action right there. That's issue 2B, Neil Adams cover. Let's see. Let me try to put these where I don't screw them up. Okay. None of these are in Mylar yet. I just unboxed these today. Amanda Connor right there. And that one's 3B. I'm really surprised. Connor and Mounts, you know, they're a good team. I like that Amanda Connor. And what's cool is, of course, Paul Miotti. He wrote that story. Very cool. And I can't read this one, but this is 4B. Can't read that signature, but look at that cover, man. That's pretty freaking awesome. Now, excuse the glare and the waviness. These are in polypropylene. I mean, some of y'all rookies may not know the difference between polypropylene and polyethylene. You know, polyethylene, you got a little bit of more of that cloudy, kind of more milky bag. But that bag usually tends to be 3 millimeter, I think. But it's, you know, really kind of clouds the books. Keeps a lot of gases inside. Wow, that's a nice cover. Okay, I'm trying. Oh, okay, that's why I recognize this cover. This is Ivan Rice, and it's an Ivan Rice, looks to be a painted cover of some sort. Ivan Rice. Very cool. That's probably Tuftigan, old Caesar's son. Very cool. If y'all haven't read the original Commandy, Dude, I highly recommend it. What's funny is I need to go back and finish the series. I've only read the first 5 issues. They're really long reads. I tell you, Jack can write them pretty long, but it was really good. I'm trying to see whose cover this one is. This is 6B. I don't see the name on this one anywhere. That's all right. It's a cool cover. Kind of a manga style cover. Look at that. See how his eyes are? So if you don't know about Commandy Challenges, you know, we've got a writer and an artist on the book, right? And so what happens is they'll do the 22 pages or whatnot. They'll leave it off at a cliffhanger, and then the next artist-writer combo or whatever is supposed to continue it and keep it up. It's called the Commandy Challenge. Now this one here is just 7A, and this one is a... can't read that signature, but it's got some Dan Jurgens on the writing. Or could that be Dan Jurgens? No, I don't know. A lot of y'all remember that old Dan Jurgens Superman. You know, let me look. Now, I can't tell that that's him or not. All right, look at this cover, though. Now, this one. Oh, now, here's some Jurgens. That one's not the Jurgens. This is the Jurgens cover right here. That's B. That's kind of a homage cover. I can't remember what Commandy book that was on, but very cool. Big shout out to Vinny C. I don't know if I gave him a shout out to Vincenzo C., a good truth seeker. Yeah, Paradise Gamer 808. I remember you, man. You got a good name, and you're into the gaming. You know, Mad Max 1 says, have you ever read any of the Power Rangers comics? They're really good. You know, Power Rangers kind of came out when I was in high school. My little brother watched Power Rangers, but I wasn't really big into the Power Rangers. But the comic book art, the artwork on the Power Rangers and the covers, man, they look pretty freaking awesome. All right, who did this cover, man? This is a nice looking cover. S. Rudy. S. Rude. I've never heard of that guy, but his last name's Rude. Look at that cover. That's a cover B. That's issue 8, cover B. Awesome. And we have cover 9B. Now, a lot of the other ones already have those covers. Oh, you know, that's the reason I like this cover. This is y'all Ninja Turtle fans. I know y'all know some Kevin Eastman. He's got a little black and white. Mostly black and white, but his eyes are blue, and then it's got some red blood on him. A little Kevin Eastman action right there. That's a good-looking cover. So a lot of those are cover Bs, the variant covers. But they're variants that won't break the bank. So I don't know, y'all people that are really good with variants, because like I said, even though I've been collecting for a really long time, I can still learn something every day in the comic book community. That's what makes it such a good community, because people know more than other people. I don't know much about variants, but would you think would cover B be considered a variant, or would it just be considered a cover B? I don't know. Would it be classified as a variant? I'm not really sure. All right, now what I want to do is I'll show you where's that book at? Okay, it's right there. Let's scoot some of these over. We're going to show some big boys here in a minute. I'll show a big boy here in a minute. I think Russ says big boy books. So for these are just normal hauls from mycomicshop.com, which are my normal pull. So we'll go ahead and got the old trusty Winchester here. We're going to go ahead and take a look inside. I want to thank all the viewers watching right now. We got 10 live viewers spending some time with a great legend on their Saturday night. And I do appreciate it, all y'all do, for the old great legend, because, you know, I wouldn't do no videos if I didn't have y'all watching the videos. You know what I'm saying? All right, let's get these open. All right. Okay. Oh, man. Damn it. You know what, Russ? I got a double in here, man. I got a double. So, one of these is going to be on Legends Live Auction. Maybe. if I get some good money for it. A lot of times, sometimes I lose money on shipping. So that always sucks when that happens. When you lose some money on shipping by offering free shipping, you know. So I'm going to show you this haul. See what you think about these. Then we're going to take a look into some big boy books. All right, let's open these bad boys up here. This is some good stuff right here. My comic shop, they package very well. All right. Got some books here. There it is, Russ. Got another copy. Eastman, baby. Chapter 9, Commandy Challenge. Any of y'all Eastman fans, check that out because y'all going to see that on Legends Live Auction. And this is the normal Chapter 9. Now, I like this one. This is a classic. This is a Bucky in tribute to Kirby. And let me see. Trying to see who did the normal cover here. Anyways, check that out. That's a nice little tribute to Bucky. Good colors on that one, too. Commandy, man. Commandy's like a post-apocalyptic story where all the humans have died from a catastrophic war. And a lot of the animals have mutated into their own societies, you know? Oh, yeah. This is my boy Hal Jordan. Way far behind on this one. But this is some New Gods action. Beautiful cover. On these, I only get cover A. On all the other ones, like Hal Jordan, the Green Lantern Corps. What's that other one? The Green Lanterns, you know, Simon Boz, Jessica Cruz. I always just get the cover A on those. There's my third. Ooh, that's freaking awesome. Because I love Justice League 3001. I also read the Justice League 3000 as well. Great storyline. Kind of low-key. I mean, that kind of came out during the New 52 days. But check that out. Blue Beetle issue 13 featuring Justice League 3001. So I love that. I love the Blue Beetle book. It's not too bad. I don't think it sells that much. And, of course, I always get my Saga here. That's Saga chapter 47. Way far behind in reading that, but Saga 47. You can't go wrong with some Saga. I mean, back when I got back into collecting, a lot of people at the time, it seemed like in the comic book community back then, I would say around 2011, you know, kind of like we call it Gen 1, Generation 1 YouTube comic book community. You know, the Captain Strangelove, the Howler Mouse, Captain Cummings, Gene Paul Ace Peter, Gimpy 204, myself. You know, we call them Gen 1 because that's kind of when we first started doing the live shows, the live podcasts. We were like the first Hippies Collectibles, Oddfellow Thoughts, all these people, Howler Mouse, myself, Captain Cummings, Costin Bromstar. We all were the first ones to do a group live show on Google Hangouts, like right when Google Hangouts came out, because before that we would do Skype. We would do a Skype hangout, and then Captain Cummings would record the Skype hangout, and then it was audio only, but he would put some pictures for the video, and that's what we call Generation 1. So if you ever hear G1, comic book community, that's what it is. So, but back in the day when this book came out, when Saga came out, man, the art was really cool, man. Fiona Staples, you know, not a lot of people had heard of Fiona Staples at that time. You know, of course, Brian K. Vaughan, you know, we had heard of him, but Fiona Staples, I'd say that the team up of Vaughan and Staples on this book really got them some cred, you know, some credibility. And it's just an excellent read. I want you to think about if you're a fan of Star Wars, sci-fi fiction, a little bit of romance, a little bit of war, a lot of action, but it's kind of like a kind of like a Star Wars type, almost like a soap opera. If you really think about it, pretty much this is a damn Star Wars soap opera. Excellent. And of course, Marvel Legacy continues. Whatever. All right, so let's open up this other one, and then I'll show you a modern age big boy book. And then we'll check the chat. If you do have any questions for the great legend, let me know. We got SS Comic Reader here. Oh yeah, check you out. So Paradise Gamer says, I started watching your channel when you were doing the Disney Infinity unboxings. Really good stuff. Yeah, dude, I was making some good money on those advertisements too back in the day. That's where Great Legend got a lot of his subs, was when I was doing Skylander videos and Disney Infinity videos. What gen was Lightning, Hero, Hunter, Omega? You know, Hero Hunter was in Lightning and Omega Shin. They were all G1 as well. They were low-key, though. Like, they didn't do a lot of the live stuff. They were kind of doing their own thing. But, yeah, they were damn Gen 1. They were there. Great YouTubers. Alex the Comic Hoarder, man. I don't know what generation y'all people is in. It's been crazy. We kind of quit counting on that. I'd probably have to say, Alex, your group is probably generation freaking 7, actually. But that's awesome, because us old timers, we make less videos and we get less stuff. You know, some of us have you know, I got back into collecting in about 2011. And I was off from, I had 2004, I quit collecting, started back up in about 2011 during the New 52. And even then, you know, some people say I flip-flop. And you know what it is, you know, you got to flip-flop, because the more you collect and the more you do something, the more you learn. And I'll tell you one thing that I was doing, and I'm not ashamed to let y'all know this, because it's really important information. When I got back into comic book collecting, you know how Reaper Tate, no, Alex, you came up with this damn thing. You and the Seeking Near Mint crew came up with this. But y'all had some line that said, keeping up with the Joneses. And I think for people that are content creators on YouTube, and especially folks that just do comic book hauls, or, you know, their channel focuses mainly on comic books and nothing else. Well, those people, I think they get into that rut where they have to keep up with the Joneses. So they see people buy like a lot of new books or a lot of flash in the pan type stuff, whether that be cool art, cool variants, whatever. And that's a throwaway box, since I ruined that box. But what happens is folks are trying to keep up with everybody else. So a lot of folks will buy more books, you know. So I was buying, I would have to say, probably about a third of the new 52 titles. I was buying about a third of those, and I had the hardest time trying to keep up reading them all, because, you know, I was busy with job and everything like that. So, you know, I took a little bit of time off in 2014, 2015, and when I got back into collecting, I started collecting a lot lighter. You know, I started only spending I spend $30, and to this day, I spend $30 a month. Oh, that's probably going to be the last part of that series, which was a kick-ass series. But about $30 a month. And what do we got here? Some more of this Marvel Legacy freebie books. That's fine. I wish they'd slap me a free DC preview book and stop with this damn Marvel. That's a cool cover, though. Green Lanterns. Simon, Boz, and Jessica fighting that dude there. Yeah, that storyline has been ongoing for the longest freaking time. But anyway. So, yeah, like I said, I spend $30. Now, my monthly might go up to, say, $50 every now and then if a Dick Tracy hardcover or a Carl Barks or a Don Rosa hardcover comes out. I think sometime this month I should be getting a hardback book that contains all of the Dark Shadows newspaper strips in one big book. So I'm excited to get that. That's going to be freaking awesome. So once I finish reading I'm going to watch all my Dark Shadows soap opera from the 1966 to 1971. Finish all of those off, then start reading my Dell, the Gold Key Dark Shadows series. Then read the newspaper strip book, and then read the new school Dark Shadows by Dynamite. I've read a little bit of them, 1 through 6. I've read those. They're pretty freaking awesome by Dynamite Entertainment, and I do have the whole run, but I just haven't gone back to read them all. But anyways, back to make a long story short. So yeah, on a month where a hardcover comes out, I spend about $50. But normally, I get about 10 books, and it's about $30 or so. And some of those books are multiple cover books, like the Clue. You know, I was getting all the Clue variants. What else? Sometimes, New Superman. New Superman, I get those cover Bs on those. And anytime a Three Stooges or Back to the Future book comes out, like the new one is called, I can't remember the name of the new series. They're renumbering it, and it's going to be what happens after Back to the Future 3. Where does Doc, Clara, Jules, and Vern go when they're in the big the hovercraft train when they shoot off, you know? Or it's what happens when Doc and them, it's either where they go or how they get to the end of Back to the Future 3. Like the storyline after, you know, when Marty goes back to 1985 and Doc, you know, saves Clara on the hoverboard because she's hanging from the freaking locomotive, right? I think it's that part that leads him into part 3. And I still need to read Biff to the Future issue 6. That was a damn good series so far. All right, so I'm going to show you my first big boy book of the night. I'm glad we have some viewers watching this thing. Like I said, I'm not going to go too long tonight. This may be a 45-minuter. Let's look at this. I'm Gen 6 or something like that, but I'd rather be Gen 1 with you, legends. Amen to that. Because, Alex, back in Gen 1, brother, we actually read the books. We read the books, and we talked about the books. It's very similar. It was very similar stuff to Blast It or Stash It, you know. We would review what we had been reading for the week, but we would also throw in any kind of back issues we were reading, you know, so it wasn't always just new books. I mean, we would kind of do like halvesies. We'd talk, you know, some of the new books for the week, but if someone had read a back issue or a hardcover or a trade, we would discuss that, and it was more so about the story. Now, we did go over the artwork too. I mean, you know, because we would say the art was bad. It was kind of like a Blaster Stash It or your more traditional style of podcast. But instead of going down the line, it was open forum. It was open discussion. It wasn't like, okay, what'd you think about this book? And then move on to the next guy. What'd you think about this book? Move on to the next guy. What'd you think? It was more open discussion. So the dialogue and everything like that, it flowed so much better, you know, when you're doing the open discussion, which is something I really miss. And I talk with Reaper Tate here on Skype and Google Hangout sometime, and we'll just do an open discussion about comic books or investing in big boy books or, you know, holy grails or key issues or just what have you been reading lately. You know, I'll ask him like, have you been reading any good stories lately, you know. So the next book I'm going to show you I got from this guy right here on eBay. It's Reese's Rare Comics. There's our old buddy Reese. He's a Overstreet price advisor. And I worked the guy down. I worked him down quite a bit on the price. I worked him down about $100, and then I had 115 in eBay bucks. So it only cost me about 300 and something. I don't really remember. I think maybe 361. I don't know, man. I'm thinking, or am I thinking Carnage? But it was around 360 to 370 for this book I'm going to show you. So it's pretty good when it was all said and done. And Reese's Comics, I need to check out his website. He said he's got some more rare comics. So, you know, the Overstreet price advisors, they do normally have a lot of, you know, old school books. But this one is a modern age big boy book. Some would even say it's a modern age holy grail. Let's check the chat real quick. It's almost as addicting to upload a great haul as it is to collect great books. I mean, that's the thing. And you had a great keyword there, addicting. You know, I talked about a little bit about this last night on Mind Control and social media. Not so much about the addicting part, But you know what, man? Let me tell you a little quick story before I show you this book. Me and my wife, we started dating in 1997. Now, she didn't have a computer at her house, but we had dial-up internet, 56K, and we had I guess my brother had a freaking sweet Windows 3.1 system back in 1992, 93, MS-DOS, I think it was 6.1. Sweet-ass games, very powerful 486 PC. And that was around 92, 93, 94 even. Now, around 94, 95, I would say 1995, we got a compact Presario, man. This thing was sweet. Looking back, it was a piece of shit, but it was sweet at the time. I could play, Wolfenstein 3D, Duke Nukem 3D, Rise of the Triad. I was playing X-Wing versus TIE Fighter. Actually, I played the original X-Wing game, then the TIE Fighter game, then X-Wing versus TIE Fighter. Had me a joystick and everything, a flight stick. Freaking awesome game. And what you did, when you played multiplayer Duke Nukem, you'd actually dial your friend's modem. So my buddy Dan, a.k.a. I don't think he has YouTube, but I'll just call him Danny Knight. Dan would, most likely, I would be the host because I had my own phone line. And if I dialed his house, his mom would pick up and fuck up the transmission. Because it's like a fax machine sound effect. A lot of you don't remember this if you're younger, but so I would host the game. So he would dial in, my modem would pick up, and then it would connect us, and we'd have great ping for 1v1 and 1v1 Duke Nukem or 1v1 Rise of the Triad or 1v1 X-Wing versus TIE Fighter, whatever. It was a lot of fun. But anyway, so me and my wife, we started dating in 97. I had an email address at Juno.com, and Juno was an email address that you would write all your emails out on this little app or software, and what you would do you would send them, and then they would all go into an outbox queue, and then when you were ready to send your emails or receive your emails, you dialed in to the server on Juno with your 56K modem. It would download all your emails, and it would send all your emails out. So my wife met my wife was really into pen pals back in the day. This was when you actually wrote letters. It's kind of like how a comic book community can transition into something to more so like you collect comics more for monetary or the variant or the artwork. But back then, like reading the comics, or back then, it was she used to write the letters by hand. So what was cool about that was, well, it wasn't very cool because she got addicted to this stuff. So and always writing her pen pal, Shirley was her name. She's still around. They're Facebook friends, but she kind of started getting addicted to the internet and the computer and stuff like that. So internet addiction is prominent, and it really is out there. And as long as we have social media and we get our likes, we get our comments, and we get all that kind of stuff on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, I mean, it's one of those things where it's you're going to get addicted to it if you don't open your eyes and know what to look out for. And if you watch last night's video, Mind Control Through Social Media, you will be able to see those things that can trigger the mind control in these smart devices. So I'm sorry about that. All right, so sorry it took so long there. So for a while, it was keeping up with the Jetsons. Amen to that. The stores have too many Marvels to unload. No free DCs for anybody. I heard that. Did you ever like the Dark Shadows movie with Johnny Depp legend? That movie, I'm glad you asked me that. I talked with Movie Magic Mesmerized Me. It's a Facebook group all about movies and our passion and love for movies, not just new shit that comes out, but a lot of the old black and white movies, historic films, historic directors, things of that nature. And Gare on there, 1Z Angelique is his YouTube name. I'm like him. We think that movie's a damn travesty. I mean, I'm 50-50 with Tim Burton type movies, and he ruined Dark Shadows. I mean, it was more so he made fun of the whole damn thing. It wasn't good at all, Airborne Sapper Comic Fan is here, one of the biggest Funko collectors here in the YouTube comic book community. We're almost about to see the first Jay Garrick? No, I don't know. Vin, he's long-winded, LOL. We're on the history of home computing. Amen to that. I can keep it going, man. We can go back in time as far as you want to go back, and I've always got a story to tell. But, that's what I try to do on the Great Legend Shows. Not necessarily just flash stuff up, because I did show and tell in kindergarten. But I'm going to give you a little bit of a story. All right. I've got the book in my hand, okay? I give you a little side profile. All right, maybe y'all saw that. I don't know. All right, so I always talk about, Russ gives me some good reading stuff. Well, I had a guy at work at my library that told me about this book as well. And at the time, they had a big edition of it. It was the first 10 issues of this story. And I read it, man. I freaking loved it. But the comics came out in 2009, so I was too late for the singles. But I picked up the first issue of the book, like I said, from old Reese's here, old Greg Reese, Reese's Rare Comics. And this is the issue right here. It's Chew, #1, by Rob Guillory on the art and John Layman on the story, man. And it's the first full appearance of Tony Chew and Agent Mason Savoy. Chew #1, 9.8. Got a great deal on this thing too. It wasn't bad at all. And like I said, I had the the whatchamacallit on there. Beautiful book. The series is awesome. I went ahead and I ordered the hardcover, to have my own hardcover of issue 1. I've already read it, but I'm going to reread it. And I've got hardcovers number 3 and 6 on my bookshelf. So I ordered 1, 2, 4, and 5. Because in each of these Omnivore editions, you get 10 issues. So I got the 6 hardcovers with all 60 issues of Chew inside. But I wanted to get this one right here. Just this, to have this in my collection. This is, to me, you have 3 modern age holy grails, or modern age big boy books. Actually, you do have more than that. But as far as the Image modern age books go, you got Walking Dead #1, you got Chew #1, and you got Saga #1. Those are the ones from Image. Of course, for Marvel, you have your Deadpool and your Cable, and then DC, of course, you have your modern age DC book is going to be your Harley's first appearance. But just freaking cool, man. Got a little fuzz in there. I'll have to get that out later, but Chew right there, man. Chew #1, 9.8. You know what? And I did read about that. I don't know if it's going to be a TV show, but I think they're still slated to do an animated movie with the guy that played Glenn is going to be Tony Chew. So that's a nice book right there. All right, so that was Chew #1. Now, how can we top Chew #1? Well, let me show you some stuff I kind of got a deal on. This guy had these 5 books for $19.95, and I worked him down to buy these 5 books for $10. And it's Planet of the Apes, and these are by a group called Adventure Comics. And let me just show them to you. They look like this. This is Adventure Comics. I don't remember what year these came out. That's #1. Has a little paper that folds open, kind of like when Bane broke the bat. But anyway, that's #1. That's #2. That one's #3. That's a cool looking cover right there. I like that close-up ape right there. This is #4. And this one is #5. I don't remember how long this series went for. But, I was interested in them, so I do like Planet of the Apes. I still have not seen the newest Planet of the Apes movie yet, though. Next up, this one here I got. Dark Shadows, issue 11. Gold Key. So currently, I'm pretty sure I have 1 through 11 now, and then I have some other ones that are later in the series. But I think I need about maybe 9 to 10 more of these to get this whole run, and of course I want to get this whole run done before I finish up the whole series, but that's very cool. I love these covers. They're kind of painted covers. So, very awesome. Dark Shadows, Barnabas Collins in the foreground. And this storyline is about this golem, or they call it Gollum. And him and Quentin are trying to stop this damn Gollum. I just flipped through it. I didn't really read it all the way, but that's the gist of it. They're trying to get away from this Gollum thing. And I don't know who the hell maybe it was Angelique, or I don't know who had this Gollum in there, but very freaking cool book. All right. Now, I cannot remember the YouTuber that told me about this, but I've been looking for a book, just one book. I've been looking for this book for a long time. It's one of my personal holy grails, and I've got a lot of the other series. You know, I've got Volume 2, I've got the 4-issue miniseries, I've got the New 52 series, I've got some Trinity of Sin. So this character is one of my favorite characters, and I first started reading him in the New 52 when his he was Judas Iscariot, and of course we know Judas Iscariot. I think it was 25 or 30 silver. He sold out Jesus, right? And then those guys, you know, got Jesus out of the garden of Gethsemane or whatever, pulled him out, and you know that's how they, you know, put him on trial. They let freaking that stupid Barabbas go. Barabbas was actually kind of a, you know, he deserved to be, you know, the guilty one. But of course, we all know the story. Jesus was the one that got put to death. So Judas Iscariot, I love the New 52 origin. It's probably my favorite origin. But he stood trial in the, of course he hung himself. But then after he hung himself, he got teleported into the Rock of Eternity. Very freaking cool. Shazam was there. The wizard Shazam, that is. Not Billy Batson, Captain Marvel. But Pandora was there, the gal that opened the box to let out all those sins. And who we know to be Victor Sage, the Question, was there, and they were all on trial. Well, Phantom Strangers had to walk the earth for eternity, and he wore all the silver around his neck, and whenever he did a good deed, a deed that he was supposed to do in God's eyes, you know, or whatnot, one of the pieces of silver would drop down. And when all the silver dropped down, you know, Phantom Stranger was done and he can get his re-entry into heaven. It was a really cool storyline, Phantom Stranger of New 52, that they actually finished that storyline in the Future's End one-shot. Just freaking amazing. I mean, Dan Didio plotted the story. Mateus did the dialogue. Because Didio's dialogue, one complaint about Didio, his dialogue wasn't really great. He could plot a story and tell a story, but his dialogue was kind of like a whack job. But regardless, freaking epic. So let me just show you some of these here. So this guy could have been Gomez Comic Collector, but I'm not real sure. He told me about some auctions on Comic Link, okay? And they had the 6 issues of Volume 1 of The Phantom Stranger, okay? And I went ahead and placed some pretty big boy bids. I placed some big boy bids on all 6 of the books. Now, I mainly wanted issue number 1. That was the one I really wanted because it's the first appearance of Phantom Stranger. It was on my 2017 want list. But ever since I started getting into the Phantom Stranger and collecting his titles, I've always wanted the Phantom Stranger first appearance. And the Golden Age, you know, it only ran 6 issues. It was very rare. You know, it was kind of rare for the time. And then so when Showcase 80 came out, they brought Phantom Stranger back, and you know, they had, then it was so popular, they started his own series, Phantom Stranger, which would be Phantom Stranger Volume 2. And I want to say it went to issue, did it go issue 48? I don't know. I cannot remember. But anyway, because they had a Green Lantern, Jeff Johns, what was that? The Black Lantern tie-in, when they did all those tie-ins and they renumbered the, you know, they added titles or added issue numbers to series. Can't remember. But anyway, so this was one of the ones I won right here. Phantom Stranger number 6. Phantom Stranger number 6. Look at that so freaking awesome cover. Golden Age goodness. 4.0. Beautiful. Now it's a lower it's a mid-grade purple label, and its top edge of the cover is trimmed, and there's tape on the interior cover. So if it's got tape on the interior, but if the dude wouldn't have trimmed the top, I mean, I don't know, it probably would have got same grade probably, but maybe it would have got a blue label. You never know. But this is a John Broome story. Of course, we know John Broome, man. John Broome was on that Showcase 22, did a lot of Green Lantern. And so we got John Broome and Jack Miller stories. We also have Carmine Infantino, Murphy Anderson, John Giunta, and Frank Giacoa art. And this is the Murphy Anderson cover. And this is the last issue of that original 6-issue Volume 1 run of The Phantom Stranger. The doorway in the sky, and he wouldn't reveal it until he had sealed the entrance for all time. And only the Phantom Stranger can figure it out. Freaking awesome, though. Beautiful cover. Okay. So, next up, I'd won the auction on this one. You know, and all these I put in blind bids. And this is issue number 5, a 4.5. Look at that, 13. It's like a roller coaster, a scary roller coaster ride. What was the strange secret behind the haunting terror that struck an amusement park? And is he man or ghost? The Phantom Stranger. Sorry about the glare, everybody. These are in Mylar. 4.5. What is that? Off-white pages. Not too bad. These books, you know, you don't get a lot of high-grade Golden Age Phantom Stranger. Now, issue 4, someone outbidded me on that. You know, I kind of went low on issue 4, but I did get issue number 3. And this is a beautiful issue 3. This is John Broome's story and Carmine Infantino on the cover. And it looks like he is trying to bring her out of the spirit realm or the astral realm right there. So it's very awesome. See how there's a homage to Reaper Tate 728 in the background? So you know she's in the ghost realm or the astral realm. Phantom Stranger, help me out of this horrible ghost world before it's too late. It's awesome, isn't it? 4.5 off-white to white pages. Just beautiful books. They all present very well. A lot of these stories, they're reprinted in Phantom Stranger Volume 2. A lot of these. I don't know how many of them because I haven't read all my Phantom Strangers yet. But and then here is the one off the 2017 comic want list. Very freaking cool, man. This is one of the ones I've been looking for a very long time, ever since I read that Phantom Stranger of the New 52. Epic. Phantom Stranger number 1, 4.5. First appearance of the Phantom Stranger. All aboard. Boop, boop. The Phantom Stranger train is leaving the ghost world, baby. Phantom Stranger number 1. Sorry for that glare again. Mylar. But these Phantom Stranger Golden Age books, very rare. You know, all mid-grade, you know. 4.0 on 6, and then 1, 3, and 5 are all 4.5s. Good mid-grades, beautiful, presents well. Just awesome freaking books. Phantom Stranger. You know, what we always say. Let me get these kind of back to where they need to go. Whoa, man. Tell you what, man. CGC goodness right here. This, like I said, they all came from Comic Link, but when you're in danger, again, call the Phantom Stranger. Awesome. Vincenzo, man, great Phantom Strangers, man. It's freaking cool, man. You know, it's like I've got certain characters in my collection that are my characters. You know, like I'll go, you know, Captain Marvel, a.k.a. Shazam. You know that. Been there, done that. Fantastic Four. You know, I love Fantastic Four. I'm a huge Ben Grimm fan. But the other characters I really like are characters like Jonah Hex. I love Buddy Baker, Animal Man, and Phantom Stranger. Those other 3 characters, I mean, they're kind of low-key characters, but solo characters, I mean, they're pretty freaking awesome. So I have a lot of Animal Man. I think I'm missing 2 issues of Wonder Woman and 2 issues of, he was in some kind of a Superman book, and that was, I want to say, what was it, pre or post Crisis? I can't remember. And then the Grant Morrison run, which is considered to be Volume 1. Because Strange Adventures, I have all 5 Animal Man appearances in the Strange Adventures, including his first appearance, second appearance, first costumed appearance, and then the 4th and 5th appearance. And I've got the whole Volume 1, the Grant Morrison, all that, got Volume 1, and I got the New 52 volume, but I'm missing those 4 issues, and of course he was in Justice League America, New 52 Justice League America, and I'm pretty sure I have all of those. I'm not positively, but I do love Buddy Baker, Animal Man. And Jonah Hex, I've got All-Star Westerns number 10, first appearance, All-Star Western, I don't know if I have 11 yet, but I want to collect more Jonah Hex, after I get all this stuff straightened up, and get my room clean and get a lot of stuff sold. And also I collect Popeye comic books from the Bud Sagendorf 4-color. I want to get all the 4-color Popeye books, and I'm going to keep collecting my Bud Sagendorf reprints by Yo Books, which is a affiliate of IDW. So I definitely want to keep those going in my collection. Big shout out to Thomas Williams 8484. The Dragon is here, man. It's good to see you, Dragon. Jason Smith most likely trying to sell some Funkos to Airborne Sapper in the chat. That's nice, Legend. Do the Mylar. Amen to the Mylar. The only thing I don't like about Mylar, when you open up a new Mylar bag, sometimes if you've had Mylar sitting out, like little dust or little particles get in there. So it's like, damn it. And then you got to try to open the bag, get the dust and crap out of there, because you don't want the little particles to scratch up your CGC case. You know what I mean? But Phantom Stranger, when you're in danger, call the Phantom Stranger. Old Thomas is G1. Thomas Williams, the Dragon. He knows what it's all about. Thomas Churchill. It's good to see Thomas Churchill. You should be getting your books pretty soon. Think next week, though, because it was like 6 days shipping on that. And Thomas Williams says, Popeye is the man. Indeed, Sapper. The only dude Ranger throws me off. And it's all about that Phantom Stranger. So I want to thank y'all all again for watching the Great Legend Show tonight. And tonight, man, I was showing you some comics. And if you're watching this on the rewind, make sure you do a little comment on the flip side, and I'll get back to your comments. But for all these folks in the chat over here, I'm so glad y'all come to watch, because we have some big boy books tonight, man. We have some big boy books. And some Chew #1, some Phantom Stranger, some beautiful Commandy cover Bs, some Green Lanterns, a Saga. We have some Dark Shadows. We have some Planet of the Apes by Adventure Comics. So a lot of my favorite stuff, I love it, man. Like when I do this and like I can share my passion for these books, I feel so good about it, because these are books I really love, and I love to share these books with you. And I swear, man, look at this stuff. Let me show you. Stuff like this, man. Dark Shadows, I mean, like, these ain't really worth a lot of money or anything like that. But, dude, if you like it, the story is great. I mean, look at this guy right here. I wouldn't have Barnabas Collins' freaking portrait hanging in my damn man cave if Barnabas Collins didn't kick a little bit of ass. You know what I'm saying? Planet of the Apes, freaking Commandy. Look at that. These Commandies, man. Freaking awesome. But anyway, I don't want to ramble too long. I know Jason Smith's got to go mow some yards. But anyway, fans, thank y'all so much again. We'll see you hopefully sometime this week. Maybe going back to the 7 Seas with some Sid Meier's Pirates. Now, possibly, if I can get Prime tonight, I may stay up a little late and get back on youtube.com/r9095 and play a little Injustice 2 with Atrocious Prime. Okay, that'll be a lot of fun. He didn't get any victories last night when we played, but maybe he can get some victories if we play again tonight. But fans, and then of course in the week maybe some Sid Meier's, and then Saturday, October 21st, as Jason reminded me, Legends live auction. So again, thank y'all so much for watching. This is the Great Legend Show for October 14th saying peace out. God bless.